In the very heart of Europe, nestled between snow-capped peaks and emerald valleys, lies a land where time flows not in minutes or hours, but in memories, in echoes, and in ancient songs carried on the wind. This is Bavaria. Not just a state within Germany, but a living canvas where every sunrise feels like a prayer whispered by the earth itself. Here the mornings arrive slowly, with sun rays filtering through alpine mist like golden silk, brushing across village rooftops and awakening church steeples that have stood for centuries. Bavaria is a land where the old ways are not forgotten, they're lived. Where farmers still wear traditional lederhosen as they guide their herds through meadows, and children learn dances passed down for generations. It's a place where the rhythms of life follow the turning of the seasons, where harvest festivals light up entire towns, and where every hamlet feels like a page from a storybook. But make no mistake, this is not a forgotten land. In 2024 alone, Bavaria welcomed a staggering 40.6 million travelers from across the globe. Pilgrims of beauty, of culture, of quiet wonder. That's over 100 million nights spent beneath Bavarian skies, a number that rose 4.5% from the previous year. And yet, despite its fame and footfalls, Bavaria has kept its soul intact. The more the world comes to see it, the more it reminds us why it's worth preserving. As you glide over its sprawling vineyards, tranquil lakes, and medieval castles, something stirs deep within, a feeling not of visiting, but of returning. Returning to something pure, something timeless, something achingly beautiful. This is not just a journey through geography. This is a homecoming to wonder. Towering over the southern edge of Bavaria, like ancient stone gods, the Bavarian Alps are more than just mountains. They are the silent sentinels of time itself. Carved by glaciers, crowned with snow and cloaked in myth, these jagged giants have watched over generations of dreamers, warriors, poets, and pilgrims. Rising to their pinnacle at Zugspitze, Germany's highest peak, at 2,962 meters, the Alps command the horizon with a quiet, awe-inspiring power. From its summit, the world below stretches out like a living tapestry, valleys stitched with meadows, dotted with fairy tale villages, and threaded with silver rivers that shimmer like veins of light. Nestled at the base of these majestic heights lies Lake Eibsee, an emerald jewel so clear, so pristine, it's been lovingly dubbed the Bavarian Maldives. On still mornings, its surface mirrors the Alps with perfect clarity, making it nearly impossible to tell where mountain ends and sky begins. Paddle across it, and you feel as if you're floating through another world, where time slows, breath deepens, and the soul remembers silence. Surrounding pine forests whisper in the breeze, and sunlight dances on the water in flickers of gold and jade. But these mountains are not just beautiful, they are storied. Within their folds lie ancient trails once walked by Roman soldiers, sacred pilgrimage paths that led to mountaintop chapels, and hidden passes that sheltered monks during times of war. To this day, locals still honor old Alpine legends of mountain spirits, ghostly huntsmen, and eternal fires glowing deep within the rocks. Each peak holds a name, a tale, a character, as if the mountains themselves are alive and listening. Artists have long flocked to these ridges, capturing the alpenglow in oil and watercolor. Writers found solace in the stillness between cliffs. And for adventurers, the Alps are a proving ground with world-class skiing in winter, soul-stirring hikes in summer, and cozy chalets that wrap you in warmth all year round. Yet no matter how high you climb or how far you gaze, there's something humbling about the Bavarian Alps. They remind you of your place, small, fleeting, human, in a world far older and grander than we often remember. And in that reminder, there is peace. Because here, among these timeless peaks, the world doesn't shout. It whispers. Stretching over 400 kilometers, the romantic road winds through medieval towns, fairy tale castles, and picturesque vineyards. Towns like Rothenburg, Obertauber, and Dinkelsbühl offer glimpses into a bygone era, with cobblestone streets and half-timber houses that have stood the test of time. Bavaria's soul doesn't just live in its mountains. It breathes through its people, its stories, and its traditions passed down through the centuries like sacred heirlooms. Nowhere is this cultural heartbeat more profound than in the quiet village of Oberammergau, nestled in the Ammer Valley. Here cobblestone streets wind past homes adorned with luftumilariae, intricate frescoes painted across their facades, depicting biblical scenes, saints, and folkloric tales. But it's not just the art on the walls that tells a story. It's what happens on the stage every 10 years, like clockwork, as it has since 1634. The Oberammergau Passion Play is not just a performance, it is a vow made flesh. Nearly 400 years ago, as plague ravaged Europe, the people of Oberammergau promised God that if he spared their village, they would perform the story of Christ's passion, death, and resurrection every decade in gratitude. Legend has it, the plague ceased, and the villagers kept their word. To this day, this extraordinary commitment continues, drawing audiences of over 500,000 from across the globe. Every actor, singer, and crew member must be a native of the village, a rule held sacred to preserve the authenticity and spiritual connection. Over 2,000 villagers, more than half the population, take part in the play. Children, elders, blacksmiths, bakers, teachers, all stepping into robes and sandals, transforming themselves into apostles, Roman guards, and townsfolk of ancient Jerusalem. The entire village becomes a living set, echoing with hymns, chants, and the crackling torches of twilight scenes. And when Christ walks through the crowds, bearing the cross beneath a Bavarian sky, there is a collective hush, a moment suspended in time. The performance lasts for over 5 hours, divided by a dinner intermission, where guests eat in candlelit inns and return for the resurrection's final, luminous crescendo. It's not just theater, it's a living promise. An intergenerational act of faith, identity, and devotion, where tradition is not museumed, but made alive again and again. Beyond the play, Oberammergau reflects a Bavaria where craftsmanship and belief are one. Local woodcarvers sculpt saints with their hands, passed down through families like a sacred art form. Choirs still sing in dialects that echo medieval melodies. And church bells toll in rhythm with daily life, a reminder that in this corner of the world, the sacred still walks beside the ordinary. To witness the Passion Play is to witness humanity at its most sincere, a small village keeping a centuries-old promise, whispering faith into the winds of modern time. From hearty dishes like Schweinschacks, pork knuckle, and Weisswurst, white sausage, to world-renowned beers brewed under the Reinheitsgebot purity law of 1516, Bavarian cuisine is a celebration of flavor and tradition. Festivals like Oktoberfest in Munich attract millions, showcasing the region's love for music, dance, and camaraderie. As tourism flourishes, Bavaria is committed to sustainable practices that preserve its natural beauty and cultural heritage. Initiatives are in place to balance economic growth with environmental stewardship, ensuring that future generations can experience the same wonders that captivate visitors today. In Bavaria, every moment is a story waiting to be told, not just seen, but felt deep in your bones. Here, the clang of cowbells echoes across emerald meadows like an ancient lullaby, while sunbeams slip gently through alpine forests that have stood for centuries. Every landscape becomes a canvas painted by nature's own hand, one moment kissed with golden morning mist, the next ablaze with the amber hues of dusk. Rolling vineyards, baroque chapels, cobblestone streets, and mountaintop castles, each corner whispers tales of emperors, saints, dreamers, and rebels. But Bavaria is more than beauty. Is memory made visible, tradition made tangible. In every folk song sung around a fire, in every stein lifted in laughter beneath festival tents, in every child learning the same dances their great-grandparents once danced, the past and present walk hand in hand. Time slows here not in nostalgia but in reverence. Life breathes in rhythm with the land. So join us on this timeless journey through Germany's heartland, where history isn't locked behind glass, but lives in the hills, the hearths, and the hearts of its people. Because in Bavaria, every sunrise is a page turned, and every step forward takes you deeper into a story still unfolding.